Right now, the Denver Nuggets look lifeless, hapless, and hopeless. Not able to get enough stops, not able to get enough buckets. This team has now lost their 5th game in their last 7 opportunities. The Nuggets are trending down, and we're going to talk about why. Y'all, this is Swipa. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe as we're talking about your Denver Nuggets. This has been a very interesting season, and this has been a very interesting stretch of games. The Nuggets just cannot seem to get out of their own way. They're playing like a team that doesn't believe in what it's doing. It starts the game off up 5-0 and then immediately gets down 13-5. There are stretches in the first quarter where the team just can't seem to get right. Jokic leaves the game. They fall completely apart. They end the first quarter scoring 19 points, down 19-29. They get down 26 points in the second quarter. They get the lead down to 43-60. They then come into the third quarter, can't buy a bucket. Can't buy a bucket when Joker gets out. And they end up getting the game back into single digits, and then they get the game back over to 12, I believe, at the end of the third quarter. But when the fourth quarter happens, the Nuggets again just continue to fall apart. Now, I think that the reason why things are going this way for the Nuggets is that they have played an unbelievable amount of road games in their last several opportunities. The Nuggets are obviously closing out yet another road game. This is their 5th straight. I believe this is their 6th road game in their last 7. I think the team is just tired. I think the team is somewhat mentally just exhausted. This is a team that's playing without Jamal Murray. And again, this is not just why. The Rockets played very well, the same way that the other team played very well in the Orlando Magic and whoever else they might have been facing over the course of those stretches, or the New Orleans Pelicans. And I said this before, and I'll continue to say this. Every team the Nuggets play against, they're going to play versus the NBA champions. That's how it works. When you reach this level, this is exactly how it goes. So I think a lot of this comes down to people are just having issues on the Nuggets getting the requisite energy necessary to be able to overcome some of these issues. So Justin Holiday looks like he's going to be in line for more minutes. Vinny Benedito, I don't know who he's going to take those minutes over. It could be Peyton Watson. It could be at the backup point guard position. But I also said this when he was signed, that this is a person that can play that point guard spot if need be. Because right now, they're not getting enough from Colin, and they're not getting enough from Jalen. And really, Christian Brown is still a little bit away from being able to man that position properly. But Reggie Jackson was also not good today. It was just not a good basketball game, basically, for anybody other than Nikola Jokic tonight. Aaron Gordon had one of maybe his worst game as a Nugget. He was 0-12 from the field, 0-4 from 3, 2-4 from the free throw line, had 7 rebounds, 2 points, and just wasn't there. Was not an offensive option at all. This was like bad Draymond Green level offensive production. Horrible. Reggie Jackson was 1 of 8 from the field. Aaron Gordon and Reggie Jackson were 1 of 20 from the field today. Reggie Jackson was a -26, staggering with both the bench and also with the starter minutes that he had. He had 2 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. We're getting obliterated on defense. Let's see here. Michael Porter Jr. tonight was a -8, 14 points. He shot 6 of 14 from the field, 2 of 8 from 3. He had 7 rebounds as well tonight. But relative to the other players, that's really good. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope shined again. KCP had 20 points. He was 7 of 15 from the field, 1 of 5 from 3, 5 of 5 from the free throw line. He also had 5 rebounds and 3 assists and 3 steals. KCP continues to solidify himself as one of the best role players in the NBA, one of the best POA defenders, one of the best two-way two guards in the NBA. Nikola Jokic tonight, stat line is crazy. 38 points, 19 rebounds, and 8 assists. Now, he shot 45% from the field, 37.5% from 3, and 63% from the line. I think in the third quarter especially, he missed I think he missed 2 free throws. And then he also missed probably like 3 bunnies that he had. And then that continued into the second half as well, into the fourth quarter. I think he just got a little tired down the stretch. Joker was dominating. He was having his way. Again, a 38-19-8 game with 2 steals. And this is Joker's, I don't know, 10th best game of the year. The efficiency obviously wasn't there. But again, when your team around you, everybody is shooting nothing. In the first half, y'all, there was a point in time in the first half where the non-Jokic Nuggets were 5 of 30 from the field. 5 of 30 from the field. Jokic, in the first half, accounted for 58% of the Denver Nuggets points. Of the 43 points that the Denver Nuggets scored, Jokic had 25 of them. It's unacceptable. It is unacceptable. That's just not something that you can continue to do. So, yeah, you know, I just think that this is just one of those things where the Nuggets without Jamal Murray have not been good in the fourth quarter. We saw that in the Pelicans game, the first Rockets game, this Rockets game. When they don't stagger, they don't have that firepower. At the end of the third quarter, the top of the fourth quarter, they don't have shot makers. Reggie Jackson is not a shot maker you can consistently go to. Christian Brown's not there yet. And Bruce Brown getting to the rim, creating pressure, all that stuff, none of it's there. So the team is having to find different things and different opportunities to explode and to find a way to win games. And right now they can't. They're just not into it. So tonight, you know, the bench unit has 10 points. Now, the thing is, the Rockets only had 18 bench points themselves, I believe. So it's not as if that was the main issue. But the bench had 0 points through the first, basically, 3 quarters. It was abysmal. I think the Nuggets at one point in time in the second quarter, let me see. The Nuggets had 5 points in 6 minutes of second quarter play. They scored 5 points at one point. And again, I think, you know, some of my homies that are Rockets content creators and all that stuff, absolutely, their defense has been really good this year. But again, some of this, it just goes down to this. The Nuggets have not cared about playing NBA basketball like they should. Like they should the last few games. It's evident. They just have not. They had an 87.5% offensive rating tonight and a 109.4 defensive rating. That's just not a team. And again, some of it is they're tired. But some of this is no Jamal Murray. Some of this is the young bench unit. All that's put together. But you can always work through effort. You can always have effort. But tonight, the schedule, the 6 losses that they've had, they have just crumbled. And even the Pelicans game, when they won, they were up 20. They were down 20, came back and won the game. They are just not performing up to snuff. And again, the Nuggets do this. I said this going into the year. We saw this last year through basically the first part of December when they played the Memphis Grizzlies and won 105-91. Then they went on that run the rest of the year through March 3rd, and they had a 7-game lead for the first place in the Western Conference. The Nuggets are in a situation where they continue to have these little, just the malaise of the NBA season, and it just gets to them. And they're just not able to rise enough. And no matter what Joker does, 38, 19, and 8, he did his job. The Nuggets aren't doing their job. The team isn't doing its job. You know, they're dropping as they're tied now for the 4 seed. They're 10-6. Sacramento Kings are 9-6. Minnesota's playing tonight. They're 11-4. So, yeah, this is where they got. The Nuggets are 3-6 on the road now and 7-0 at home. They're 3-6 on the road and 7-0 at home. You know, this is the situation you put yourself in. You're getting yourself in the middle of the bracket now when you don't need to do that. They don't need to at all, but that's what they're doing. Their offense has not been good. It just hasn't been good. So, you know, we're going to find out what they're made of really soon because they don't have a choice. They don't have a choice but to respond well and to start winning some of these games because their schedule is not getting any easier. Their schedule isn't getting any easier. They go home, but then they go right back on the road. The Nuggets are playing versus San Antonio on Sunday in Denver. They then play at the Clippers, and then they play versus Houston in Denver, and then they have 4 straight away games. Phoenix, Sacramento, Atlanta, Chicago. Now, Jamal Murray ostensibly will be back. And now, because they don't have to play in the in-season tournament because they're out of that. That's done. Now, Jamal Murray, more than likely, if they want to sit him, continue, they can sit him until the 11th. But they'll have 9 days off, basically, or 8 days off, roughly. from December 2nd to 11th. But it doesn't get easier. So, y'all, away game versus Houston at LA. So, from November 12th, they will have played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 away games from, what is this? From November 12th to December 12th. So, that's 11 away games to 1, 2, 3 home games. It's still going. They have one game at home, one game versus, and that's going to be in the Clippers land, and then they have one game back at home, and then 4 on the road, and then 3 straight at home, and then 3 straight away, and then 4 straight at home. So it will start evening out here a little bit, but it's not going to go crazy. So yeah, man, the Nuggets are going to have to figure some stuff out, man, just because they just can't continue to play down the competition. And let me say down below to competition, below. They lost to Orlando, Houston, Cleveland, the Pelicans, and Houston again. None of those teams are contenders. Those teams are not contenders. Which goes to show you this is how they're approaching some of these games, too. They know they're not. Houston, Orlando, Cleveland, New Orleans, those are not contending teams. Minnesota might be. Maybe. So, but they're not. This is the thing. They're not even losing to really quality competition. So, very frustrating. And I think that the Nuggets are going to have to figure their stuff out. Obviously, another great game for Joker. 38, 19, and 8. 2 steals. Great game. But, again, shout out to them. Shout out to Şengün. The Rockets, Fred VanVleet with a +30 tonight. Basically, complete flip of Fred VanVleet. Alperen Şengün with a +12. Jabari Smith with a +16. Jabari Smith with a double-double. Şengün with 21, 14, and 8. And then Fred VanVleet with 17 points, 11 assists. So, there's your game, y'all. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section, y'all. Denver Nuggets lose another one. I'll see you on the other side.